Once upon a time, there lived a clever and adventurous dog named Frankie. Frankie loved exploring new places and meeting new friends from all over the world. However, there was one animal that Frankie did not want to be friends with, a sly dog named Riley. Riley was always chasing Frankie, trying to hurt him. But Frankie was quick and smart, and he always managed to escape. One day, while running from Riley, Frankie stumbled upon an old and abandoned building. It was scary and haunted, but Frankie was so tired from running that he decided to rest there. As Frankie slept, something strange happened. When he woke up, something stuck to his leg. He tried to take them off, but they wouldn't budge. However, as he tried to walk, he found that he was faster and could jump higher than ever before. Frankie was amazed by his new powers. As he traveled through the city, Frankie met a tech-savvy parrot named Polly. Polly loved gadgets and building things. She built a special gadget for Frankie that helped him track Riley so he could avoid him. Along the way, Frankie also met a wise old turtle named Tomo. Tomo was very wise and gave Frankie advice about how to deal with Riley. Frankie and Tomo became great friends and spent many hours talking about their adventures. Together with Polly, Tomo and Frankie continued his adventures, exploring new places and meeting new friends. He used his new boots to run faster and jump higher than ever before, and he learned how to avoid Riley and other animals that meant him harm. Frankie realized that with his new powers and his loyal friends, he could overcome any obstacle and achieve anything he wanted. And so he continued his adventures, always with a smile on his face and a wag in his tail, ready for whatever the world had in store for him next. Frankie had been enjoying his new powers and the company of his new friends Polly and Tomo. He had even discovered new places and made new friends that he never would have found if it wasn't for his adventurous spirit. However, he couldn't shake off the feeling that Riley was still out there, waiting to pounce on him. One day, Frankie heard from his animal friends that Riley had been spotted in the nearby forest. Frankie knew he had to act fast to avoid being caught. He quickly put on his new boots and activated the gadget Polly had built for him to track Riley. Frankie, Polly, and Tomo set off to the forest in search of Riley. As they walked, they came across many animals that were scared of Riley and warned them to be careful. But Frankie was not afraid. He had his new powers and his friends by his side. As they entered the forest, Frankie's gadget beeped, indicating that Riley was nearby. They followed the beeps and soon saw Riley lurking in the bushes. Riley was surprised to see Frankie with his new powers and his friends. He was used to chasing Frankie all by himself. Riley started chasing Frankie, but this time Frankie was ready for him. He used his new powers to run faster and jump higher than ever before. Polly and Tomo also helped Frankie by distracting Riley and leading him away from Frankie. The chase went on for a while, but eventually, Frankie managed to outrun Riley and escape him. Frankie was so relieved and happy that he had defeated his foe with the help of his friends. He realized that having loyal friends who cared for him was the best thing that had ever happened to him. As they walked back from the forest, Frankie, Polly, and Tomo were all happy and relieved that they had worked together to defeat Riley. One day, while Frankie, Polly, and Tomo were enjoying a lazy afternoon, they overheard some worried animals talking about a missing kitten named Mimi. The animals had searched everywhere but couldn't find her. Frankie, Polly, and Tomo knew they had to help find Mimi. They asked the animals for more information and learned that Mimi was last seen in a nearby park. Frankie activated his tracking gadget and the group set off to the park to search for Mimi. When they arrived at the park, they found a lot of other animals who were also searching for Mimi. Frankie knew that with so many animals looking for her, finding Mimi would be a daunting task. However, he was not one to give up so easily. Using his new powers, Frankie ran faster and jumped higher than ever before. Polly used her gadgets to scan the area and Tomo offered his wisdom and guidance. Together, they searched every corner of the park. As they searched, they came across some clues that led them to a nearby pond. The animals at the pond told them that they had seen a kitten matching Mimi's description in the area. The team quickly followed the lead, and soon, they found Mimi playing with a group of ducks. Mimi was delighted to see the group of animal friends, and she hugged them all tightly. She explained that she had gotten lost while playing and couldn't find her way back home. The team was relieved to have found her safe and sound. Frankie, Polly, and Tomo escorted Mimi back to her home, where her family was overjoyed to see her. They thanked the team for their help and hospitality. Mimi's family even invited the team to stay for dinner. Over dinner, Mimi's family praised the team for their bravery and resourcefulness. They were grateful for their help in finding Mimi. Frankie, Polly, and Tomo were happy to have made new friends and were delighted to have helped reunite Mimi with her family. As they walked back home, Frankie, Polly, and Tomo talked about how happy they were to have found Mimi and helped a family in need. They also realized that when they worked together, they could accomplish anything. Frankie knew that he had one sunny day. Frankie, Polly, and Tomo were strolling through the park when they saw a sign announcing an animal bake-off competition. They knew that they had to enter this competition and showcase their culinary skills. As they walked through the park, Frankie saw a group of squirrels gathering nuts and berries, and he thought that they would make a great addition to their team. He invited the squirrels to join them in the bake-off, and they happily agreed. The team brainstormed ideas for their entry and decided to make a cake using all the natural ingredients found in the park. They collected berries, nuts, and honey, and the squirrels helped them with the preparations. Polly built a small oven using her gadgets, and they baked the cake to perfection. The cake looked and smelled delicious, and they were confident that it would be a winner. At the competition, the team saw a lot of amazing entries from other animals, including a honeycomb cake made by the bees, a carrot cake made by the rabbits, and a fish cake made by the otters. When it was their turn to present their cake, the team walked up to the judges' table with confidence. They presented their cake and explained how they had used all the natural ingredients found in the park. The judges tasted the cake, and their faces lit up with joy. They praised the team for their creativity, resourcefulness, and culinary skills. They declared the team as the winners of the Animal Bake-Off competition. The team was overjoyed, and they celebrated with the other animals. They shared their cake with everyone, and it was a big hit. The team felt proud of themselves for working together and creating something so amazing. As they walked back home, the team talked about how much fun they had at the competition. They realized that it was not about winning or losing but about enjoying the process and making new friends along the way. Frankie knew that he had found a true family in his animal friends, and he felt grateful for their companionship and support. The team knew that they would always have each other's backs, and they looked forward to many more adventures together.